right, race fans, let's talk a little Midwest Modified action. Of course, I didn't do a show last week because it was 100 week, so we got a little catching up to do on the recap, and then we'll get to this week's power rankings. We'll start with a couple weeks ago, Thursday, down at the KRA Speedway in Wilmer. Rookie Jake Smith, he parked it in victory lane yet again. A ton of wins for the 21, and he solidified himself as the top rookie in WISSOTA Midwest Modified action. The John Seitz Memorial up at the River City Speedway in Grand Forks, North Dakota. They had a pair of shows. First night went to the Nightmare, Lucas Rodin, who has set his sights on battling it out to the bitter end with Tony Liker for the national title, a much-needed win for the 19. And then the main event on Saturday, Preston Carr, a guy that really got my attention with his success down at the Wild West Shootout, and he looked really good here again in Grand Forks. Congratulations to them both winning at the Seitz Memorial. Up in Winnipeg, the Victory Lane Speedway, Jason Somack from 6th. And I believe, and I don't know this for sure, but according to my Race Pass stats, I think this is his first career feature win. Congratulations, Jason, on getting her done. And a great run, Brandon Rehill, 13th to 2nd. So there must have been some good racing up north. Black Hills Speedway out in Rapid City. Troy Liker, he parked in victory lane. He doubled up, winning both nights of the South Dakota Lottery half-mile nationals out in Rapid City, South Dakota. Chateau Speedway down in Lansing, they had a doubleheader a couple weeks ago as well. In night one, Caden Capp, the 83X, and I had the chance to see him at the WISSOTA 100. This kid's a wheel man. He's going to win a pile of races next year as well, I promise. Second on night one, Jake Smith, and they flip-flopped it on night two. Jake Smith got her done. Caden Capp got second. So those two locked themselves in as, right up front every single night. And I tell you what, that Caden Capp, that's a guy that a lot of guys around WISSOTA country, they don't really get to see much of him because he doesn't travel a lot. But I can tell you right now, I've watched him race a lot. He's definitely solid. I can tell you that much for sure. So the Jimtown Showdown over at the Eagle Valley Speedway, Jim Falls, Wisconsin. How about this? 13-year-old Caden Blazer. He got it done. Great to see that next generation of race car drivers. Him, of course, you got Kennedy Swan. Some of these young guns coming in and, just parked in victory lane. 13 years old. I was thinking about winning races at 13 years old. So hats off to him on getting that one done. Now the Gondik Speedway up in Superior, Wisconsin, they had the Northern Nationals, and really they had 4 races for the Midwest Mods. The first one was kind of unique. So Barry Braun XR Plus put together kind of a pretty neat deal for the Midwest Mods and the Supers, where they had a showdown, and they ran against each other on night one, which was practice. Brady Uten, he parked it in victory lane, a $2,000 payday. And I tell you, a little bragging rights, the Midwest Mods beating the Super Stocks. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but congratulations to Brady. He backed it up on day one of the actual Northern Nationals, parked it in victory lane on night one, and then night two and night three, he just had all kinds of problems, engine problems. But Brady Uten, that's a kid. Keep an eye on him. Number 9, he's going to be fast at Menominee, and I promise you he's going to be in the conversation at the Red Clay Classic. Now, day number 2, Shane Sobraski, he jumped into easy one of Randy Loggy, and you had some of the critics going, oh man, he shouldn't be in a Midwest Mod. Well, the top Midwest Mod guys and gals, I promise, they want to race against the best, and Shane Sobraski's one of them. So he parked it in victory lane there. In day 3, David Swearingen, his 3rd straight year winning a Northern Nationals A-Main in a great race. Cody Carlson put some heavy pressure on him in the closing laps and just came up a little bit short. So great racing action up at the Gondik Speedway. Now let's head over to the Tri-County Speedway in Wishick, North Dakota. They called it the Sauerkraut Day 1 and Day 2. So the Sauerkraut Days, never heard of such a thing. Don't even like sauerkraut. I guess if you do, you do. I don't, right? But here it is. I guess I can't go to that race. I might be banned after saying that. But day number 1, Mikey Nichols, he parked it in victory lane. And day 2, Nate Ranke, he got it done. Lucas Rodin went up there points hunting. He came out with a couple seconds, couple good runs for him, but came up a little bit short. And he went down to Madison. Then the following day, he went down there on Sunday, and he started on the pole, and he drove away from him. So a pair of wins on the weekend for Lucas Rodin, a pair of seconds, and that really set the stage for a national title run at the 100. The Big Sky Speedway out in Billings, DJ Baxter from 6th, and I'm looking at my race pass stats. I believe this might be a career first for him as well. Congratulations on that. And then the Lake of the Woods Speedway up in Kenora, Ontario, Canada, Glenn Stracan. Now, I believe that's his son that races as well, 57 years old. Doesn't look like he's raced a lot over recent years, but pretty cool to see him parking it in Victory Lane up north of the border. Now, of course, this week was 100 week. First, we'll talk about the legendary 100 over at the Cedar Lake Speedway. They had 2 preliminary nights. They had 3 features on each night. They had a good car count, and then they had the finale. The night 1 winners, Jason Vandekamp, David Swearingen, and Ryan Savoy, they all won their preliminary features. Night 2, Brandon Jensen, Brennan Gave, and J.D. Ford. And then the finale, it did not disappoint. Front row, incidentally, Jason Vandekamp and Brandon Jensen. And the smart money, honestly, would have been on Jason Vandekamp, at home, Cedar Lake. And he kind of had a rough night. He kind of went backwards there. I think he got 6th. Brandon Jensen parked the 21B in Victory Lane. And in lap traffic, Swearingen and Brennan Gave chased him down. They got to him, not quite enough to do anything with them. But Swearingen made a move to the outside. Gave snuck by him on the bottom for 2nd. A great race over there at the Cedar Lake Speedway for the legendary 100. And then, of course, this week, the Wissota 100 over at the I-94 Sure Step Speedway. A pile of cars over there. Some of the best talent in Wissota Midwest Modified action. Night number 1, the Cowboy, Shane Howell. He parked it in Victory Lane. Brendan Blasick and Corey Stork rounded out the top 3, and the top 8 in these features had the opportunity to take the inside row, then the outside, then the middle in their respective nights, and points for all 3 nights. So some of these drivers decided the points are important. We're not going to lock in, and that was the case on night 2, because night 2, Travis Schulte parked it in Victory Lane, Tony Liker 2nd, Black Lance 3rd, and Tony Liker, he actually said, I need the points. He did not take that 2nd outside starting spot, decided that he's going to start, he's going to run again for points the next night, and he got 3rd. It was worth it. It was a good run for him. He needed another spot to get some points, but Lucas Rodin was the show on night number 3, 10th to 1st, and a much-needed win. Grunwald looked like he was going to win that deal. I don't know if a tire went down. He got up in the fence. I'm not sure what happened there. And a great run, Corey Merworth with a great run with a 2nd place finish on night 3. Then in the Race of Champions, the AFCO Race of Champions, the Cowboy Shane Howell, and nobody does Victory Lane speeches better than old Cowboy himself. So congratulations on him getting that done. And then the main event on Saturday, the Nightmare Lucas Rodin. He parked it in Victory Lane. Travis Schulte 2nd, Aaron Blacklands 3rd. Blasick and Howell rounding out your top 5. Great racing action over at the Wissota 100. Great track, and just looking forward to being back in there next year. So as far as the national points go, there is literally 8 possible point shows left. Lucas Rodin is up by 6 points on Tony Liker right now. It's going to be a big weekend. This weekend right here could set the stage for what's going to happen the rest of the way. And this weekend, here's kind of what's possible to race at. I can tell you right now, Tony Liker, he's got 2 shows. He will be at Sheridan this week. He's got to be the favorite. Troy Liker, maybe Heiserling will be out there. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing that Tony Liker is probably the favorite at Sheridan, and he needs a couple wins to keep pace with Rodin. And then there's 2 races at Casino, and you can expect to see Mike Nichols. He's in the top 5 in national points. He'll be there. There's a pair of shows at the 50th annual Jamestown Stock Car Stampede, and Lucas Rodin is kind of one of his home tracks. He will be there in the 19. And then they have the Red Cedar Speedway. They have a 1-show, Heats Friday, Features Saturday, the Punky Manor Challenge of Champions. Man, it's tough to bet it against Brandon Jensen right now. That'd be my pick for up there. And then Granite City Motor Park on Sunday. They have a standalone show as well. So some of the drivers that maybe run Friday, Saturday, they can bounce up on Sunday up to the Granite City Motor Park. And Bemidji, they have the Chicken Shack up there, the Stampede up in Bemidji. They have a pair of shows Saturday and Sunday as well. And then I don't know if you can get across the border or not, but Winnipeg has one as well this weekend. So there's a possible 3 shows. You can get a Friday, Saturday, Sunday show in for points, and it's coming right down to the wire. But let's get to it. The September 23rd edition of the BuyRaceShirts.com One to Go show, Midwest Mod Power Rankings. So at number 10, Jake Smith. A pair of seconds in prelims this weekend over in a surprise visit to me at the legendary 100. He's going to be the National Rookie of the Year. He's in the top 10 in national points. I was surprised not to see him at Fergus. Everybody's got their reasons, but he went over there, ran well. The feature didn't go quite as well, but he looked pretty solid. And 6 of his last 7 on the podiums, 16 wins on the year, and he basically has it locked up. I don't think anybody can catch him for the WISSOTA National Rookie of the Year honors in the Midwest Mods. Jake Smith put together a great season. At number 9, David Swearingen. 3rd straight year winning the Northern Nationals. He got a podium at the Legendary, really had 2nd until lap traffic, and just a limited schedule. I had him up in the top 10 early in the year, and he just doesn't race much. Got a lot going on. And he kind of gave me a little bit of an inkling. He goes, maybe next year he'll run more. If he does, look out in 2022. That kid is extremely talented. Number 8, Travis Schulten. I called it. I said he's going to be fast come invite time, and he was. A preliminary win and 2nd in the big show at the WISSOTA 100. And I would say his best track, and probably Swearingen's too, is Ogilvie. And of course, they got the Fall Classic coming up in just a few short weeks. Schulte's got a couple, maybe 3 of them. So I can promise you this, he ain't done winning yet. At number 7, Tyler Kittner. 15 wins and 3 track championships on the year. 6th at the WISSOTA 100. A solid run, not a lot of confidence going down there. He didn't figure that's his best track. Really was in the conversation for a podium. Faded a little bit at the end there. And I'm not sure if he's racing. I think he might be done for the year. I don't know if he's going to go to Bemidji or maybe Ogilvie at the end of the year, but it sounds like he's not going to maybe get many more laps in. So he's probably going to lock into about that 6th spot in the national points. But Tyler Kittner coming in at number 7. At number 6, Mike Nichols. He looked human at Fergus. I mean, it wasn't all his own fault. He just had some stuff happen that was out of his control and just did not have a good week. And 13 wins on the year. And he is literally always on the podium. And where do we go this weekend? We're going to the 4th annual Autumn Classic at the Casino Speedway in Watertown. There's no way that anybody can tell me that he's not the heavy, heavy favorite. So look for Nichols to be getting at least 1 win this weekend in Watertown. Number 5, the Cowboy, Shane Howell. Race of Champions winner, prelim winner, little bit of a learning experience of what it's like to start on the inside pole at the 100 when they farm it. That didn't work out very good for him. 2nd and 3rd at the Northern Nationals. He was up front both nights at the special over at the Viking Speedway. I'm telling you what, the Liberty One is rolling, and he's just getting better as the year goes on. And this sounds like this might be his last year really chasing. So he's going to bounce all over the place next year, but that car's a rocket ship. At number 4, Brandon Jensen. Limited schedule. I think he had some motor issues. Maybe he sat out a while waiting for a motor. Crazy fast. I know he won a special, at least one, up at the ABC Raceway. I think it was a Memorial Day deal. He won up there, won the legendary 100, and he's got to be one of the heavy favorites coming into the Punky Manor and to the Red Clay Classic. That 21B is lights out. Number 3, Troy Leiker. 16 wins on the year, 2nd in the Race of Champions over at the 100. He won both over at Rapid City leading to the 100. And I talked to Tony. I got to give Troy a donkey award. I just got to. As fast as he's been all year, locking in on night 1 of the 100, starting like 842nd. Dude, you're killing me. What are you thinking? That didn't work out well for him. I think that if he had to do it over again, I think starting up in the front 2-3 rows is where he needed to be, but I guess it is what it is. But Troy Liker solid at number 3. At number 2 is brother Tony Liker. 20 wins on the year, second and third at prelims, and really ran well. Faded a little bit, wasn't quite as good in the A-main. He got 8th, just a bit off. Not sure what happened there. And he's currently second in the national standings, 6 points shy right now of Lucas Rodin. And I tell you what, a win or two this weekend, depending on how Rodin does it. I mean, they're right there. They're neck and neck. So Tony Liker, and he also, remember, he swept the Mountain States Mod Tour. He went 4 for 4 in that deal, so that was impressive. He's really put together an outstanding season, and if you had a chance to watch both of these two over at Fergus Falls, I can tell you right now, if they ran over here, they'd win just as much, if not more. They are very talented race car drivers. And at number 1, the Nightmare, Lucas Rodin. He's on fire, absolutely on fire. The conversation was when Tony Liker got, his 30 shows, it was over, and Rodin came to the party, and he's been really, really good. Not only did he win the Wissota 100, but he's been winning. He won at Madison, and he won the Golden Hammer. He won night 1 of the Sights. He won the Rebel Midwest Mod Tour Championship. He's got a 6-point lead right now on Liker. And this weekend is a huge, huge weekend. I think it's the only weekend left with 3 shows. So by the end of this weekend, we could have a very clear picture, but he's in the driver's seat right now for a national championship. Lucas Rodin taking down the number 1 spot in the September 23rd edition of the BuyRaceShirts.com One to Go Show Midwest Mod Power Rankings.